going on, all you wild comedic junkies out there? Your two favorite uncles back here from the Chicagoland area. And I'm Uncle Logan Myers. That's my good mate over there.
And I'm Henry. What's going on, everybody? We got another great Cinephellas movie review tonight. This movie is directed by and starring Jesse Eisenberg. It's got a lot of award season buzz. Uncle Kieran in there just won a Golden Globe for his performance in this film. It's called A Real Pain.
That's right. Everybody's been talking about this film, like you said, just won some Golden Globes. So there's been a lot of buzz and talk about this, which obviously got our interest, and hence why we're here. But just checked out this film, written and directed by Jesse Eisenberg. Pretty good actor for the most part. Always kind of plays the same character, but this time around, this is a personal story having to do with these two cousins,
Yeah.
Kieran Culkin and then Jesse Eisenberg playing cousins, and they're planning a trip to Poland to honor their grandmother that survived the Holocaust.
Yes, a buddy comedy, as it may, with the stoner Benji, played by old Uncle Kieran over there. A great performance by him for sure. He was born for this kind of role. And, you have Jesse Eisenberg here, obviously a passion project for him, and teaming up with Kieran Culkin here for this kind of buddy comedy, heavy will, with some, some drama in it too, dealing with their grandmother's death and, also dealing with the issues they have as cousins. And we also learn throughout the film that, shortly after the grandmother's passing, Benji attempted suicide, and it really put a lot of stress on this relationship, and especially with David. The relationship's very strained, and there's issues going on here. They're completely different personalities here. You've got Benji, who's just, lights up a room, but can also like go completely the opposite way. He can go from up here and then way down here, like in the same hour, hour or two, just highs of highs and lows of lows. And then you have David, who's kind of the nerdy, he's basically Jesse Eisenberg here playing himself. A little more put together than Benji, has a family, isn't as spontaneous, doesn't like to have as much fun as Benji does. So the two of them play off really well in this film, playing cousins here and going on this tour of Poland, also with the backdrop, obviously, of, Nazi Germany and the concentration camps, too. So there's a lot going on here to unpack in this movie.
Yeah, it's definitely mixing the comedy and drama because there's some really heavy parts in this, going to the concentration camps and like where their grandma lived and grew up and everything that she went through, and then everything they're going through, Benji's going through. There's a lot to say in this movie that I could relate to, and I thought there's some really amazing performances here with Kieran Culkin and Jesse Eisenberg. I thought they worked great together in this movie, playing cousins, close in age. Like you said, Jesse Eisenberg's character is more the normal dad with a job, and Benji being living with his mom in the basement, a stoner, has no ambition, doesn't really have any goals in life. So he's going through a lot, and they really, kind of rekindle that relationship throughout the film and really question each other and how they can fix it and how they can become close again. So they're working on this relationship, and that, it really has to say a lot about the characters.
Yeah, it really does. And they join up with this, tour group too. I noticed the guy from White Lotus.
Hmm.
He played like the tour guide there. His name, let me find it here. Will Sharp played James, the tour guide. And then we had a familiar face, or not so familiar face, but somebody that we knew back from the 80s, Jennifer Grey, playing Marcia. So yeah, you have this group of people on this tour, and they get to know these two cousins, completely opposite sides of the spectrum here, and instantly, Benji strikes up a pretty good rapport with the other people in the group, specifically Marcia takes a liking to him, and one day they're all at a dinner, and they kind of see Benji kind of like go from being this nice guy, and then all of a sudden he just like completely flips it and flips out on him, and they can see that he has some deep-seated issues and things that he needs to work through here. And it all stems from the grandmother dying. You could tell that she really meant a lot to each of these cousins here, and especially Benji. Benji took really hard and hasn't been able to work through the grief, and you can still see that it's weighing on him heavily. And, at the end of the day, he just wants to smoke a joint and forget about it, laugh. But, it always comes bubbling up because he doesn't take on the issues head on. He doesn't want to talk about it. And that's really where Jesse Eisenberg's character David comes in, and the two of them start talking about things. And over the course of the film, they're able to hash things out. And by the end of the film, you can see that maybe there is some hope at the end of the tunnel, and maybe Benji will be able to finally get his shit together a little bit and, deal with things and be able to move on because he's been kind of stuck ever since that's happened. And then you have David who kind of realizes like maybe I could be better too, because he sees Benji and he knows he sees Benji as this fun guy, spontaneous, lights up the room like you said, and they both can learn a lot from each other is basically gleaned from this.
Yeah, that's how Benji was, right? Every time they're at different places with this group of people on the tour, he would light up the room, make people laugh. Everybody loved him, gave him hugs, and David's always kind of in the corner just watching and like, why didn't they like me?
Yeah.
He's just really normal, but that's how Benji is. He has the highs, he has the lows, where he hits really low points in this film and things he's going through mentally and what he overcomes, and they both overcome. And yeah, really good performances here between Eisenberg and Culkin. I thought they really sold their characters in this movie. Of course, Benji being the better and award-winning performance here with Kieran Culkin. So he's really blowing up, and I love this actor. I want him to continue on with his career and bigger projects. So looking forward to that. But yeah, really had a great time with this movie. Not as funny as I thought it would be. Definitely a lot more drama in this movie, but not a bad movie at that. I just was expecting a little more comedy. It's a minor nitpick, but yeah, I had a good time with the Jesse Eisenberg directed and written film A Real Pain. So that being said, I'm going to give the film a 4 out of 5. Jesse Eisenberg hair pieces.
I love the whole aspect of them both being, Jewish cousins and having this grandmother who really was important to both of them, and seeing how her death affected both of them and how they need to go to where she used to live in Poland and, kind of work through it that way together on this cool kind of road trip and tour, and also dealing with like the history of everything. Jewish and dealing with the concentration camps and Nazi Germany and what happened. So yeah, I liked how Jesse Eisenberg layered the story here. There's a lot, not only with the relationship and these characters, but also with the history of the Jewish people. And yeah, like you mentioned, I thought it was going to be more comedic in tone too, but it was more of a drama most of the time. But they had some really great moments together. I love the scene where they're up on the rooftop, sharing the joint, talking, laughing together. And David's so pent up and, always worried about everything. And Benji gets him to loosen up a little bit and not take everything so seriously like he's been. He's got to unwind a little bit, and Benji brings that out on him. And then, opposite David is what Benji needs to look on and model his life after a little bit. Like you mentioned, he's been living in the basement, not really doing much with his life, getting high all the time, but not functioning as a normal adult here. So I think after all is said and done at the end of the film, I think both of these characters, might change for the better here. But then you have Benji at the end too. He's like at the airport and he's kind of looking around. So you don't know if he's just going to fall back into the same thing or not. And so, yeah, I like the film. I thought it was really well done. Jesse Eisenberg directed, also wrote the film. He did a great job here. Kieran Culkin's performance definitely award worthy. I'm glad he got the Golden Globe. We loved him in Succession. I would definitely love to see him in more roles for sure. Would like to see him in more straight up comedy as well, but he can do it all. He shows it in this film. He goes from comedic to very, sad and dramatic all in the same film. It's great. Great performance. and an enjoyable film. It's about an hour and a half long. It's going to be on Hulu streaming. So make sure to check this out. And I'm going to give it the same score you did. A Real Pain. 4 out of 5 Romulus hair pieces.
We're interested in hearing your thoughts on A Real Pain. What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to stamp subscribe. Also, check out these wild tourists on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV, movie news, and reviews.
That's right, son. And we're no stranger to a road trip, are we?
No, no, no,
Maybe we
no.
should go to Poland next. What do you think?
Can we drive there?
Yeah, sure.
We could try, right?
We could always try. That's right, son. We can fly, that's for sure. I don't know about drive. We drove your little what'd you have? Like a Mazda through
Uh,
the mountains?
yeah, a Mazda or a
Yeah.
Fiat, or was it the Fiat? I don't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly, but I remember it had a little trouble getting up the mountains
It
there,
might
but
have
we
been the
made it.
Mazda. Yeah, the Mazda
Yeah,
3 hatchback. Yeah, that stuff driving through the
yeah.
mountains of Nevada and
Yeah.
California.
So thank you guys for watching our review of A Real Pain. And if you'd like to see more movie reviews, check out our YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe. We're dropping movie and TV reviews every week. We love doing it. Also, make sure to check out our website, cinephellas.com, and check out all our social media pages where we post the latest and greatest in TV movie news and reviews. So until the next Cinephellas review, I'm Uncle Henry Hill, and that's my good mate.
Logan Eisenberg signing out till the next review.
Cheers!
Cheers!